I'll be ready week 1 for sure.
What were you working
Hmm?
through? What were you working through?
Just a little stuff going on, working through. I don't want to give away anything, Opponents attack those kind of things, right? So.
Andre, how did you go? Your first 8 years, you worked on your craft, and all of a sudden you make 3 straight Pro Bowls, make first team All Pro. What changed for you? What happened in that scenario?
I started returning punts and kicks more. Early on in my career, played more receiver, and I did a lot of punts in college. So it wasn't like I'd never done it before, but just doing it more, seeing it more, seeing the blocks, and just getting more comfortable with it.
What is it like for you when you have the ability to change a game with one play like that?
I think everybody feels the same way about it. I mean, it just brings the team to life. It doesn't matter if it's, if we're winning by a lot or if we're losing. It just brings that extra, whatever it is our team needs to life, and gives us some momentum.
Would you say you're 100% by Jacksonville?
Yes.
Andre, what's the frustration level like for a guy like you to miss the time that you have, of course, through preseason games? What's that frustration like?
There's no frustration. It's my 12th year, so I played in the preseason and I played a lot of games, so there's no frustration there.
How much of the time was more so about maintenance? We saw you out there working out a little bit. I mean, how much of it is about maintaining?
It's a little bit of that, a little bit of working through some things, but like I said, I'll be ready week 1.
Going through the weeks progressing up to this, I mean, what do you feel like is left to work on with the group kind of coming back through training camp and the time you were away?
I mean, we got some good work, seeing some things during OTAs, and obviously I was there early in training camp, so we got some work in there. But for me, it's just spacing and timing with the guys that we do have on the back end, and we'll work that for the Jacksonville game next week more than what we've done, just kind of working through our schemes. But that's pretty much it.
Andre, what makes you so good? What makes you so good, so dominant when you're healthy and on your game as a return specialist?
I think it's our core group. We all understand what we're trying to do. They know I'm going to run hard, and I think that makes them block a little bit harder. So it's the group, all of us collectively doing our jobs.
You ran one back against these guys, didn't you?
I did. Back in 2016 as a punt.
What is your memory of that play?
Faked a little bit to the left, went to the right, ran up the sideline. That was a fun game. I was in Detroit at the time.
After all the time that you spent playing ball, are you still learning things, or is it just about going out there and do? Like, what are some of the things that you're kind of still trying to?
Absolutely, still learning things. The game changes every year. The rules change, and I'm definitely still learning things. It's little things here and there that can make my game better, and I try to make those strides every year to, stay up with everything.
Right now, you're technically one of 5 wide receivers on the roster. Are you expecting to be involved offensively in kind of the first couple of weeks?
My role is to be the returner. I know that, and if they put me in there at wide receiver, I'm going to do my job at the highest level that I can.
How important and how different do you feel like the field position will be this year? I mean, how much have you studied years past and to where y'all want it to be this year?
I mean, field position has been huge in years past, and it's going to be just as significant this year as it's ever been. I understand what kind of offense we're going to be and what kind of defense we're going to be, so it's definitely going to be big for us, and I'm trying to control that.
Thanks, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
how would you describe just your goals going into the season and just how sort of your outlook on the team going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I think about is just the camp that we had and just how hard we worked as a team. That work ethic that we put in this fall in this training camp. At the end of the day, we just got to continue to build and just going into week one. We just know the three things that we want to bring to the table come practice, that's energy, effort, and execution. So that's what we're hoping to do come week one.
How has that been so far?
I think it's been great. Coming throughout the preseason, having some good games. Obviously, we didn't close off on that last one, but I think just every single day we build, and we built off something. And anytime you can do that in camp, I think you're sitting in a good place.
Brendan, what do you think of this time off between, or not say time off,
Yeah.
separation between the last preseason game and the first regular?
I think it's huge because you can get back to some of those fundamental things, and you're not necessarily thinking about prepping for a team or whatever the case may be. You can get back to the little things and the little details, and focus on us. So I think it's huge in that standpoint. And then just as far as the time away, I think it's huge mentally as well, knowing that you're getting ready to go in to a long haul.
How do you feel the offense is coming together?
I think it's coming along well.
Brandon, there's a metric that they track among receivers. It's average separation over expectation, and you're near the top of that list. What do you do? What makes you so successful at creating that separation?
That's a good question. I watch film around the league of other receivers, and and just watching opponents. But at the end of the day, we got a good receiver coach. We got great schemes, so I trust that, and then I trust myself. And I just kind of try to build off that and continue to get better.
Is there anything that you've done? I mean, that you did growing up, or
No. Just work, just hard work. Yes, ma'am.
Brandon, speaking of trust, what's it like right now with Tyrod and just kind of the chemistry you guys have built?
I think it's been huge for all of us pass catchers, not just the receivers, but the tight ends and running back. Like I said, the camp that we had, how many practices we've been out there, we continue to show that trust and that camaraderie out there and that chemistry every single day, and that's all you can do.
Brandon, what's been your thoughts about the offense? Because it seems like this team is going to focus a little bit more on the run game for this upcoming season.
I'm just doing what I'm asked to do, and whatever that scheme is, whatever we go out there and run, just try to do the job the best way I can, and let everything else handle itself.
Brandon, with the running game, questions like play action, could they look to do that?
I mean, anytime you can run the ball well, it opens up everything. So I'm hoping we got a great run game, and I think we've been working hard at that, just like we've been working hard at throwing the ball as well.
In what ways have you and guys like Chris Conley, I don't know if we talked about this before, but you and Chris Conley kind of been mentors or helped out a guy like Nico Collins? And I know we've talked about it.
Yeah, that relationship has been great. That whole room, we all listen to one another. But for a young guy like Nico coming in his game, leaning on some of us veterans, has been huge. And we should try to give him a little bit here and let him just be who he is and not just overwhelm him with information.
What do you like best about the way the team is playing during the preseason? Or something you've seen as y'all gotten into camp and kind of gotten to know each other better?
I think just how we play for one another. I know that's so cliche, but just, receivers blocking downfield, running backs blocking in the pass game, and I'm speaking from an offensive standpoint. And then from a defensive standpoint, just how guys are, trusting the scheme, doing their job, and creating turnovers. It's been huge just playing together and playing for one another. And you see that every single day, and not just in the preseason games, but also in practice.
It seems like all Lovey talks about is the turnovers. Do you guys even hear it on offense? About
Well, yeah, because on the offensive side, we're here in ball security, so it all goes hand in hand.
Brandon, as it stands now, the wide receiver group's a little narrow. It may change by next week or so. But do you get a sense that, or what is the sense you get that the group is, and the way it works with the offense this year is different than offenses you've been a part of before?
I don't pay attention to those things, the numbers. You got to continue to trust, Nick to continue to do a great job of building his team the way that he sees fit. But, the way that we go to work, and the guys that we do have, at the end of the day, we just got to do what we have to do to keep it moving and just let everything else, worry about itself.
Last one. All set?
Well, earlier, when we were talking to Nick about the expectations for the season, he said that it would be process oriented
Yeah.
as opposed to results oriented.
Yeah.
How do you sort of view that in terms of the outlook of the team, the importance of getting the process done, whatever that might be?
I mean, that's huge. Trust in the process is going to be a huge thing, and that's always in this game. And so when he says that, as a player, you love to hear that because it may take a while for some things throughout camp to really sort itself out, and we just got to continue to trust that and trust that the organization is doing best by us, and then as players just continue to show up and and going to work.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, have a good one. All right.
Scotty, we talked to a couple of your teammates yesterday about what this time is like. When you see who makes the team, who doesn't make the team, guys who run the bubble. What has it been like for you as you make this team?
I mean, it's a process. I'm just grateful to still be here with this group of guys. I mean, just grinding it out. I'm just grateful to be here, honestly.
Was it stressful?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a long 24 hours. I mean, it was very stressful. Talking over my agent, I'm just, like I said, just grateful to be here.
After your agent, who's the next person you called?
I really didn't call anybody. Everybody was calling me, so I was just accepting the calls.
What do you think? Obviously, I imagine you got a lot of confidence in yourself. But what do you think you showed in camp and in the preseason to the reason why you go from undrafted to being on the 53 man?
I mean, I feel like I'm a back that can do a lot of good things. I mean, I can catch the ball, run it well, and as you said, I'm very confident in my abilities. I mean, for me, it was just trusting the process and just trusting the coaches and just take advantage of every top opportunity I got.
Who all called you?
My mom, my dad, old coaches, friends. It was a bucket list. Just a whole bunch of people.
How did you find out? Like, did someone who told you?
My fiance had found out before me. I don't know how she found out, but she the one that told me. So.
Did you celebrate any kind of way?
Nah, I plan on doing it this weekend with my family. Go back home, celebrate a little bit.
Scotty, who has been the number one vet in your running back group that you've been leaning on the most? I mean, we heard from David Johnson. Mark Ingram actually said he was a big fan of you the other day. Like, who has been the number one vet you've been able to lean towards?
I mean, it's hard to put a number on. I mean, pretty much all the guys have been in my corner just giving me guidance. I mean, just keeping my head on straight, just giving me props when I do good and keep my head straight when I make a mistake and just move on to the next play. So pretty much all of them been in my corner.
Describe your running style. Describe your style.
I say I'm a one-cut downhill back. I can make some guys miss. That's how I describe myself.
In a deep running back room, what is your expectation on a game day where you'll fit in?
I mean, just like I've always been, just staying ready. Whenever my number's called, just being ready. Just prepare like I'm the starter and just stay ready.
What's that moment like with when your fiance lets you know? Like that to me seems like a very random, message.
Yeah.
What's that like?
I mean, I was just wanted to know how she figured out. I mean, she still ain't told me, but I don't know. It was just surprising.
Scotty, what you did throughout the off season that got you to this point where you are today?
I mean, I was a guy that's been around here, just standing around the strength coaches training here, just being a familiar face around here, just trusting the strength staff and just putting my head down and keep working.
When you hear the coaches talk about wanting to run the ball more and better than they did last year, and you hear the coaches talk about running back room by committee, how do you internalize that opportunity? I guess going back to what Rich just asked you about your role on a Sunday, do you think about that? Like, I could be out here, making plays.
I mean, like I said, I prepare like I'm the starter, just stay ready when my numbers call. I mean, obviously we plan to run the ball. We got 5 running backs, so I'm just gonna keep pressing forward and just stay ready for my opportunity.
Scott, when you go undrafted, is that little chip on your shoulder or a big chip on your shoulder at all?
Oh, definitely. I always had a chip on my shoulder coming from high school. I didn't have any offers. I went JUCO, and just being undrafted just added a boulder on my shoulder, I'd say. So.
When you got your scholarship, was that your only scholarship, or did you get over some other schools?
Can you say that
Your
again?
scholarship, was that the only school that offered, or did you have some other offers?
I had some other offers from JUCO colleges. So.
Why'd you decide as an undrafted player this time here?
I mean, I just felt like I had a great opportunity to come and play, and it was pretty much closer to home, so I chose it.
It may be an obvious question, but you know, when you finally get a chance to run the ball, I mean, what does that do for you and your journey, and what you want your career to become?
I mean, I'm a person that just live with the ball in my hands. I mean, when I get the ball in my hand, I just want to make a play. That's my mindset.
Arguably, the best running back to play for this team was also undrafted. You study guys. You said you had a boulder on your shoulder. You study guys like that, and when undrafted, they've been overlooked, and went out and had a career like that.
Oh yeah, I get that comparison all the time. And I've watched a couple games he played, just studying him. I mean, it's definitely in my mind, in the back of my mind, that he was a guy that came in and had success, and hopefully I have that same success here.
Congratulations on the pending fatherhood. Does that change your perspective at all, just as how you approach the job when you have another responsibility?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, and it was good to reveal that the same day I made the roster, so it's just a blessing on a blessing, and it definitely gave me some more motivation moving forward.
You said reveal that. What did you mean?
My fiance posted on social media that we're having a baby, so.
Was that the first time y'all had told anybody publicly?
Yes, sir.
How long have y'all known?
We've known for about 2 or 3 weeks.
You know, on social media, it seemed like a lot of the running backs on the team were pretty excited for you behind the scenes throughout training camp. What kind of support were they giving you, and how did you kind of build a relationship with them?
I mean, they just kept pushing me. I mean, they seen me making plays throughout training camp, just kept telling me keep making plays, keep showing up on film. They just been in my corner throughout the whole process, so I'm thankful for that.
Couple more. All set? All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.